Marketing works best when it feels intentional, not like you're shouting into the void. So if you've ever said, my book is for everyone, then this video is for you, because today we're going to talk about how finding and working sort of with this concept of an ideal reader can actually help focus your marketing so that you are talking directly to the right people. Hi, my name is Jennifer Gregson. I am a YA indie author and professional formatter who is here to make the indie author journey just a little bit less confusing and a lot more fun. So why the everyone is not your reader method, why that doesn't work. And it's not that I'm trying to shrink your audience. I am trying to make your marketing efforts more focused. When you try to reach out to everyone, no one feels like you're directly talking to them. I don't want you to water down your message. I want you to be laser focused. Every big successful book has had one person that they're marketing to. The trick is figuring out who that ideal reader is so that you can use it to your advantage. The beautiful thing is you don't need to start from scratch. You can start with the book that's in your hand, one that you've already finished or the one that you are working on, to help you discover who your ideal reader is. And I know you are good at creating characters, and that's really all this is. That mindset shift really helped me when I was going through this process. It seemed like such a daunting task, but when I thought of it as just creating another character, one that can be useful, one that I can think of and look at when I write my marketing materials, the whole thing became a lot easier. So what kind of things that are already in your book, are already in your niche, your genre, what can you use to help you find your ideal reader? Well, that right there is key number one. Your niche, your genre. You're going to start right there. So if you write YA fantasy, that's going to be sort of your first touch point, right? You want readers that read YA fantasy. Now, I know that seems obvious, but that's just where we start. And then we're going to go a layer deeper. Then you're going to start thinking about age and gender, right? I personally write books with female main characters, snarky heroines, girls trying to discover themselves. And so my main ideal reader is going to be a teenage girl. That's, if guys read it, cool, right? That's the whole thing about this ideal reader. If other people find your book, awesome. But you want to narrow it down just so that you can focus your marketing. It's not that you're saying no one else needs to apply, no one else can read your book. It's just, how do you find that one person, that one made up ideal reader that you can talk to so that you can sell your book to them? Okay, so after genre, age range, gender, then we're going to look at the tone of your book and your tropes. So if you write a really serious crime novel, then your marketing is going to be more serious. You don't want a lighthearted TikTok channel. You don't want to be making jokes on your YouTube. You want to be more factual, hard-hitting, mysterious, right? But if you write urban fantasy and your characters are kind of quirky and they have a lot of humor within your books, which is my example, then you can be a little bit more lighthearted. You can have some jokes. You can try a couple of different things that are more in line with the tone of your book. So let your book lead you through the process and not algorithms, not some sort of other people's idea of who you want your ideal reader to be. I kind of think of this more as a vibe, right? You want maybe 3 to 5 words to describe that person, that hopefully the ideal reader that you're hoping to hook. It's about what they are looking for from you, but you start from your book. So we've started inward. Now we're going to go outward. We're going to look at comp authors. So who are the books that are already fairly popular in your genre? Look at those, read some reviews, see what kind of people are reading that book. See what kind of people are loving that book. Follow those authors on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, wherever they are, and see if you can sort of gather information about your ideal reader based on their data that they have, not even tried to graciously give to you, but they are in how their readers connect with them. So, what kind of language do people use in the reviews? Is there phrases that you can pull out that describe your book that you can use in your marketing? Is there a particular trope that keeps coming up when they talk in their Instagram comments? Is there something that you can grab onto and know that readers are looking for that specific trope and your book has that you can highlight? I want to be very clear here. It's not copying. It's not going, oh, this author did this post and I'm going to do the exact same post. It's not copying, it's listening for information. It's, oh, carousels are working really well for them. Let me try a carousel. Or, wow, her reels on Instagram are really popping off. I'm going to try some reels and see if that audience finds me. What hashtags is she using? I could use a similar one. It's not copying. It's listening to the audience and giving them what they are already asking for. And then here is where, after you've collected all this data, after you've gone inward and looked at your book, after you've done some research and looked at comp authors and the readers of their books, this is when you sit down with all of that data and you create your singular ideal reader character. Give them a name, an age, a job if that's appropriate. So my characters are usually in high school or college. So my ideal reader, I have her as a freshman in college. And she is studying to do something in sort of this criminal forensic field, right? So she has a very demanding course load. And so she likes books that she can be swept off her feet. She can be entertained. She can be reminded of how strong and powerful she is. And that's what you do. You know how to do this. You can create characters for your books. You're going to do that same thing for your ideal reader. Give her a name, an age range, a job, hobbies, dislikes, likes. Just have fun with this. And remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. It can evolve, especially if this is your first book, right? You're not going to know all the things. Make some stuff up. Base it off of you. Base it off what you've kind of gathered. And then as you publish more books and you gather more information and you get people on your newsletter and you learn more about them and their habits, your ideal reader can change and grow and evolve. And that is the beautiful part. Keep this somewhere in a Google Doc, in a journal, in a notebook, somewhere you have it. And the next book, review it. The next time you need to market something big like a launch, review that person. Does she still speak to you? Is he the right fit for this book, right? So I wrote 3 standalone novels in a YA coming of age genre, and now I'm switching to urban fantasy. So I really had to sort of create a new ideal reader. And it was kind of fun because I hadn't done it in a while, and I love creating characters. And so to come up with my new ideal reader persona I had a good time. And I used my ideal reader workbook. It's actually about finding your ideal reader and helping you sort of get your ideal reader messaging so that you can market better. It's a whole workbook that I sell on Etsy. I'm going to post a couple of pictures, maybe a little video here, so that you can see that I take you through the steps of sort of thinking about all of the questions and where they hang out and what they like to read and what they like to think about, and how that all helps you create a monthly content plan. And so I'll have a link to that in the description box below. And just like with your characters in your book, right? They sort of have this internal conflict. They have something that they want to achieve. I want you to do that same thing for your ideal reader. I want you to give them an emotional reason to pick up your book, right? So for my ideal reader, it's escapism. She's stressed out. She loves what she's studying, but it's a lot. And so she wants a book that's a little bit more lighthearted, that's fun, that gives her something to sort of escape into. That is my emotional hook. The stories I'm telling are entertaining first and foremost. And so that's sort of my underlying everything I do for my marketing is how can I help her understand that my book is going to take her out of this world and dive her straight into the heart of my world. And again, this is not about locking you in forever. It's just helping you right here today, this book, focus your marketing efforts to one person. So think about that person. Find a picture on Pinterest or in a magazine, or I like to grab tarot cards and choose someone that I can focus on. And really hone into that one person when I'm writing emails, when I am setting up Instagram posts, when I'm thinking about my launch day parties, right? I am really honing into that one person. But again, 2 books from now, she might evolve, and that's okay. Knowing your ideal reader, even if it's just 20%, really helps you get clear on your messaging. It helps you make blurbs easier because you know those keywords that they're looking for. You know which tropes they want in a book. You understand what's going to attract their eye when they read that blurb. It's going to help you make choices about your cover design because, again, you're going to know what kind of books they're looking at based on the research you've done and kind of what vibe those covers. Again, we're not copying, it's a vibe. So if it's all sort of that hand-drawn animated romance stuff, right, with the 2 people and there's like very fun colors, right? Think Heated Rivalry, or I think there was a baseball one for a while that was going around, like a baseball romance. If that's the vibe that your ideal reader is going for, then you might pull elements of that into your own book. With urban fantasy, right, it's a lot of rich color, and so I have a girl with her hand and fire coming out of it, and it's kind of dark with like one central color, and it helps you design your graphics for Instagram, for your thumbnails. Like, it really does help you with all of the things. It just makes it a tiny bit easier. Sort of creating this ideal reader, finding out more about your ideal reader does not box you in. It helps you focus your attention on the right people. If you want help with this, again, you can find the link in the description box below to head to my Etsy store and pick up the workbook. And it really does help you walk through this process and then help you take this information and create a cohesive content plan moving forward. Long form versus short form content and how it all works together. And then all of that also works with my indie author quarterly planner. And so you can read all about that in the workbook as well. And if this video helped you, I'd really, really like to know one thing about your ideal reader. It could be random. It could be something that you discovered doing research. It could be something that you totally made up, but you love about your person. So the thing about my ideal reader is her name is Mara. She is 19. She is a college freshman going into her sophomore year. And she, like I said, is studying forensics. She's really stressed out, but she loves what she does. So now it's your turn. Tell me in the comments below 1 or 2 things about your ideal reader. I'd love to hear it. And I will be here every Friday this month. I am starting a 90-day YouTube challenge, and you will see a lot more of me in the next couple of months. So subscribe to keep following me and keep writing.